Alright, hi everybody, this is Willie at NewtonLotsCrafts.com, and today I'm going to show you, this is actually going to be a series of videos, which will all tie nicely together, but what we're going to do tonight is pressure cook a hunk of corned beef in a pressure cooker, and then, so that's what we're going to do tonight, show you how to do that, and then tomorrow we're going to carry it out, and I'm going to show you how to make corned beef hash, and then the ultimate thing is how to can that. But first step is definitely a lost craft, the pressure cooker, how to cook a big hunk of meat very quickly and very cost effectively. So here I have my little Presto pressure cooker. And what I'm going to do first is get a couple cups of water. Two cups of water for this recipe. The piece of corned beef I picked up is a little over 3 pounds. And I'm honestly just following the recipe that came with the pressure cooker. You want to definitely use your false bottom for this recipe, and then typically your corned beef is going to come with little seasoning packets. You can look it up online if it doesn't come with it. But it's bay leaf, some different seasonings. We're just going to add that to the water in there. And then here's our piece of meat. Okay? And what we're going to do is put this big heavy fat piece on top. Now if you're not familiar with a pressure cooker, what it does is we're going to seal the top off with its own lid. Okay, and it has some different gadgets, so this is going to show when the pressure builds up. There's a rocker that comes with it, and you can get different weights. Most of these are designed to keep 15 psi of pressure inside the vessel. And for this particular recipe, 15 psi for an hour is what we're going to go after. So that's all we need to do is the water, well, the false bottom of the water, the seasonings that came with that piece of meat. And now I'm going to turn this on high and let it build up pressure, and you'll see this little button pop up. This will start to rock back and forth. That's when you start timing the hour for the cooking time. And then we'll let it cool down naturally, and that'll take a good hour by itself, but trust me, this is still a very quick method to cook meat. So we'll be back when this thing is rocking and rolling. Alright everybody, a quick segue here. I wanted to point something out. You can hear this puppy starting to boil. The little doodad in the handle, the pressure indicator is up. The safety indicator is up. But I wanted to point out the rocker is not rocking yet, so I don't start my time in cooking until that rocker is doing its thing, because that's the 15 pound or whatever pressure you're working at. If you're using a pressure canner, you're going to typically have a dial indicator that you'll see on my pressure canner later in this video series, but don't start timing that hour until this rocker starts rocking. Okay everybody, just wanted to show you what this looks like. This thing is just starting to rock, so we're at pressure. I'm going to start my time for an hour. Just wanted to show you what that looks like. Just wanted to point out another thing. This thing is starting to rock. You usually start this out with the burner on high. You want to start turning it down substantially at this point. I'll show you where I know our oven typically just maintains a nice slow rock. So it's just below medium, a little bit above the halfway point. But you're going to have to experiment. And don't be afraid of these things. Turn the heat down, keep that thing rocking, and you'll be good to go. Okay, so here we are. It's been almost an hour. Looking at the, we have 1 minute left. The weight is gently rocking. Just wanted to film this because all I'm going to do once that timer goes off, we're just going to turn that burner off. That's it. Speed this up a little bit, move it to a non-heated part. You'll see that rocker stop pretty quick. And we're going to let it sit. And what we're going to do is we're going to let it sit until this little pressure indicator drops, because it won't even let me open this cooker until it drops. And there's ungodly amounts of heat in there. I wish there was smell-o-vision, because it smelled like corned beef. And we'll be back and I'll show you what it looks like when it's ready. Safety concerns: do not lift this guy off until that button drops, and please don't do that. Just, you know, read your manual. Be safe with these things. It's a really cool cooking technique, but it's something you really can hurt yourself with if you don't pay attention. Okay, so it's cooled down. I wanted to point out this little plug is down. Little pressure indicator is down. You need to be really careful doing this, but if you lift this a little bit, yeah, it's not doing anything, so we're ready to open up, so let's do it. There we go. Was there corned beef? Okay, so last thing to do is take it out, because it's getting pretty late here. And like I mentioned, we're going to carry this video on to another series. So I'm going to store this for the evening. And we're even going to put the juices in here. Alright, that's how to cook corned beef. And then we're going to turn this beautiful piece of meat into corned beef hash. Okay, so here we are the next morning. Corned beef is all done. Now we're going to pressure cook some potatoes. I just have 8 little golden potatoes in here. And we're going to cook them at pressure for about 3 minutes, and that's it. So I'll show you what that looks like when it's done. Okay, while those potatoes are cooking, I got the corned beef out. And what we're going to do is chop it all up until it's all about that size. Okay, got it all chopped up. Some minced garlic in there. And some minced onion. Just waiting for those potatoes to cool down. And also added just a little bit of salsa. This is all to flavor, so no measurements, just whatever seems right. Okay, potatoes are done, and this is what I'm doing to them. It's basically partially mashing them, just dice them. They're not done enough to really be mashed yet, but just kind of get them in little chunks. Okay, so here it is all stirred up. Added a little bit of soy sauce, a little bit of salt and pepper. Careful with the salt because it's salty to begin with. And frying up a little bit for breakfast. And that's about how you do it. The rest of it we're going to put in cans so I can show you how to do pressure canning. Alright, hi everybody, this is Willie at NewtonLotsCrafts.com, and today I'm going to show you, this is actually going to be a series of videos, which will all tie nicely together, but what we're going to do tonight is pressure cook a hunk of corned beef in a pressure cooker, and then, so that's what we're going to do tonight, show you how to do that, and then tomorrow we're going to carry it out, and I'm going to show you how to make corned beef hash, and then the ultimate thing is how to can that. But first step is definitely a lost craft, the pressure cooker, how to cook a big hunk of meat very quickly and very cost effectively. So here I have my my little Presto pressure